Hi there, Malcolm here with my 27th video for Wyrmberg Games, and today I'll be bringing you an unboxing for this box, which contains Star Realms: Rise of Empire. That's a pretty box, isn't it? Again, if I whack myself on the face with it while turning around, ow. Nice description of all the things that you find in the box. Always nice to see. First of all, I also have a backup promo pack for those who backed the game on Kickstarter, like I did. And Star Realms: Rise of Empire Infinite Replay Kit. Basically allows you to use the legacy play of the main game without using stickers. Ooh, so you can replay it over and over again. Ah, so it was a legacy game. I think I'd forgotten that detail. Again, very nice. I also have Scenario 11B. This backer exclusive expansion for Star Realms: Rise of Empire includes a scenario envelope, oversized scenario card, rules card, victory point card, and 3 hero cards. Ooh. That's everything in the box. So let's get decellophanating. Is that even a word? I'm always a sucker for Star Realms. I do like a good deck builder. And I find Star Realms to be, well, one, it's spacey weighty, so I'm a sucker for that anyway. And two, a particularly satisfying game. Ostensibly it's a 2-player mostly, but with the second deck you can play it as a 3 or 4 player. So cellophane's off, so I can now see if the lid's going to come off. That's a tight lid. Come on. Let's talk amongst yourselves for a bit. Yeah. So, lid's off. Oh, there it is with that cellophane, slightly less shiny, but still pretty shiny. And we've got some nice art inside the box as well. Look at that, spacey wacy. So I'm faced with the rulebook. Always promising. Now, where as a legacy game, I don't want to go too deep and get spoilers, but that looks like it's okay, because normally you get faced with. Before you go any further, read this. There doesn't seem to be any of that. I have a punch board full of the card dividers. All very nice. These are 2-sided. So we've got a place to put our Star Empire personal deck, Trade Federation personal deck, the Market deck, the Explorers, and then 4 generic pretty ones for reasons. Nice. Then we've got the board. They always do really nicely colourful boards. Look at that. I have a playmat as well for the main game, but that is rather pretty. It's one-sided, but you know, that's plenty. Ooh, a do not eat packet. A sponge. And hiding under the sponge are 2 double-sided authority counters. So we've got the Star Empire, looks like Machine Guild, the Trade Federation, no blobs, obviously got something different, and whatever that is. I was expecting to see blobs, but they're not blobs. Oh, there they go, they're hiding underneath that bit of sponge, that's nice. I have a square sponge to hold cards in place in the cardy bit. So I've got a personal decks pack, and tell you exactly what's in there. A campaign pack, again with the table of contents. And a post-campaign pack with a big red warning, do not open until instructed. Ooh. I then have a bunch of envelopes. So I have a Trade Federation one. I'm scared to open these. Star Empire. Scenario 1, do not open until instructed. An Empire is Born. Very nice. Scenario 2, the Rebellion takes shape. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them. Down to Scenario 12. Doesn't even have a title, it's redacted, so that's to be revealed at a later date. Very nice. Now, as it says do not open, I'm going to risk it and open it to see what we can find in there. Ooh, it's empty. That's obviously where things go once you've got them, and I'm guessing the same is true for that. Yep, so there we go. Places to put your things from the campaign. So let's open up the personal decks pack. There's nothing saying I shouldn't just yet. Let's see what we find in there. I'm expected to see the usual collection of scouts and vipers and explorers. And there's a side starty peely bit here, which is completely ignoring any of my efforts to do anything to it at all. The bastard, in the old-fashioned way. Tear it into little bits first. Right, so yeah, we have, there's a scout. Different arts design this time. Ooh, that's quite a nice change. It's a bit weird. And a viper. Again, different artwork. Well, that's cool. And a few extra surprises in there as well. So there's a couple of extra cards in there for the Star Empire. Spoilers. And there's a couple of extra cards in there for the Trade Federation. Cool. We'll then have authority counter cards, which you can use to keep track of your score. More scouts, more vipers, more scores. 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 So that's enough for everyone to play. 4 players potentially, I think, this one. So that's all that. Very nice. And my campaign pack contains explorers, consortium, kingdom, scavenger cards. And I can open that because that doesn't say do not open. Yeah, ignore the easy peel thing, just do it the old standard way. Right, so what we got there? So again, there's the standard explorers, but with a different art style. Very nice. Very nice. Lots of them. And then we have traders, 2, and then when acquired you may draw a card and discard a card. Finders, a bunch of them. A trade station, there it is. Stations go another way around. Lifters. It's a whole bunch of trade ones. All these are, so they're from the consortium, and then some things from Kingdom. So we've got sentries, archers, really loving the artwork here. And these look like to be the blob replacement because they're very much in the damage. Earl, a tower, a Knigget, and a keep. Very nice. Ooh, Prince. Prince is all very sort of, whoa, look at me, I'm awesome. About 8 costs it should be. 7 damage, draw a card. With synergy, 1 damage, and then 5 damage when you get it. Wow, and oh, what's that? And then we got scavengers. Ooh, we've got a digger. So we've got some new factions. A cluster, a hunter. So these look like this, the evolution of the machine cult. Reapers, the moon yard. Loving the artwork. Skyhound, a war camp, and a warlord. Don't mess with that guy. 10 damage and 2 damage synergy. When acquired, you may scrap up to 2 cards in your hand and or discard pile. Yeah, very much machine cult. So I'm not going to open up anything that says don't open, because that would be annoying. Including scenario 11B. I'd like to open it, but I'll leave that for now. I suppose I should show you the tray. So there's the tray. So you've got this sponge here under which you put the score trackers. The envelopes all fit in there. And your cards, with your card dividers, when you get around to doing it, should fit along there. And there's a sponge to keep things in place for now. Anyway, lovely. Let's have a quick look at my backup promo pack. It contains 62 promo cards. Get off. Static plastic. Right, so what I've got here, I've got a whole bunch of random stuff. Apparently got heroes in here, lovely. So, I'm going to go whiz through these. I'm not going to show you all of them because there's a lot to get through. So there's a machine cult, data pirate, 4 money, destroy the target base, draw a card, and if you trash it you get 5 damage as well. And 4 card for synergy. A guard bot, that's got docking ability. Hunter bot, mech armory, very nice. That's 2 damage and or scrap a card in your hand or discard pile. And it's a strength 4 outpost. You have to destroy outposts before you can destroy anything else. Nanobot Armada. Cool. You may scrap up to 2 cards in your hand and or discard pile and gain 2 damage for each card scrapped this way. And synergy gets you draw a card. And if you trash it, you can destroy a target base. Cool. Recovery bot, recovery bot, recovery bot. Refitting station. And we've got the Star Empire, so we've got Blockade Runner. Discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. Yeah, machine cart all about getting rid of useless cards from your hand and discard piles, so you keep your deck quite light, but with really good cards in it. Start Empire is all about shifting your cards around really quickly and making your opponent discard cards. So this one is discard up to 2 cards and draw that many cards, and scrap this card from play, draw a card, target opponent also discards a card. There it is. Doesn't look anything like the Tantive 4, but that's a blockade runner. Dorian's Derelict. Okay. Firing Point. Imperial Freighter. Very nice. 3 money, and then synergy, target opponent discards a card, and double synergy, draw a card. So there you go. Very nice. A couple of them. Merchant Carrier. Ooh. 4 money, draw a card, then target opponent discards a card, synergy, draw a card, double synergy, target opponent discards a card. So you can really get your opponent to get rid of loads of cards that way. I believe these probably play better in the normal game rather than the legacy game. I don't know. Still yet to learn how the legacy game works. That's really exciting. Privateers, lots of them. And then we go into a support station. May draw up to 3 cards and discard that many cards. Very nice. The Watcher. That has docking ability. Basically, ships that you can dock. If you have a base that has the same synergy, then you can keep your ship in play until your next turn, which is very hand. Right, Trade Federation. These are all about regenerating your authority, which is your health, effectively. A defense drone, so 2 damage, a 3 authority, and it has docking. There we go. The blue ones, so a couple of them, 3 of them. Defense satellite, which is very nice. 3 damage, 4 authority with synergy and double synergy gets you to draw an extra card. Really nice. Enforcement drones. You know, all the ships go to the discard pile at the end of your turn, except for bases and outposts that stay in front of you and may deflect damage going towards you to them instead. If they've got the black outpost symbol, then they have to take the damage first. If they're silver, then they need that much damage to be destroyed, but they don't have to be destroyed first. Enforcement drones, extra cards, freight rockets, nice sort of traditional 1960s spacey futuristic rocket. That's just 2 money. And with synergy, put the next ship you acquire this turn directly on top of your deck. You buy it and you got it next turn. Awesome. Because normally when you buy stuff, it goes straight to the discard pile. Frontier Fortress. Costs 7, but it's a straight up 5 authority, 5 damage. Powerful and a shuttle bay. And then into the blob cards, which we don't seem to have in Rise of Empire. So I don't know what's happened to the blob. It'll no doubt be made clear in the story. But these are green and they're very sort of creaturey things. And big on damage. They just flat out get the crap out of your stuff. So Armada Worm, straight up, Battle Cruiser. You may scrap a card in the trade row, and it's 3 damage, so like that. Trade row is where you can buy new cards from, and if you don't want your opponent to get it and you can't afford it, you can blow it up. Cluster Pod, that's a docking card. Looks like a eyeball. Feeder Worm. 4, draw a card, synergy, destroy target base, and scrap for 4 damage. If you scrap a card, you basically remove it from play. It's a one-shot ability, but generally it's quite powerful. It's quite good for endgame scenarios where it's like, I just need this to win, or I can throw that card away and I've won. Thank you very much. Fire Moon. The Fire Moon. 4 damage, synergy, destroy target base, or throw it away to get 6 damage. So you can do 10 damage potentially. Plasma Pod, 4 damage. That's quite a funky looking thing. Scavenging Pod. And we go 3 money, 4 damage with synergy, and then with double synergy you get to destroy target base. Trade Cluster. Now that's the main factions. We also got some other things, so we got some heroes. Now heroes are cards that when you play them they stay in front of you for the rest of the game until you scrap them to use their ability. They can't be targeted usually by anything else. So we've got Divine Engineer Piotr, who with synergy with the red, you may scrap a card in your hand or discard pile. Gain 2 damage for each card you've scrapped from your hand or discard pile this turn. So there's a lot of that sort of things. We've got Mechlord Green, draw a card, destroy target base. Tech Priest Sherland, Field Marshal Chastine, and she'll add synergy for the Star Empire. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Lieutenant Bronze, Vice Admiral Storm, Chief Engineer, who gives, again, Star Empire synergy and draw a card or return target base to its owner's hand. So you destroy it, you just, well, get that out of the way, I'm going to blow you up anyway. Chief Engineer Dixon, Fleet Manager Moss, 2 health, 2 money, and Trade Federation synergy. Straight up. Draw a card, Fleet President Hintz, the Lava Queen, Draw a card for each blob ship and base you have in play. And it gives blob synergy as well. Look at that. Thank you for that. Okay, Warrior Lava. You may scrap up to 2 cards currently in the trade row. Gain 1 damage for each card you scrap from the trade row this turn. So you do damage then. And it gives green synergy. And the Worker Lava, you may put the next ship you acquire this turn directly on top of your deck. So you get it next turn. That's quite cool. And it looks like that. Alright, so I think that's all I can show you from the main box. So let's have a look at the mini box and see if there's anything in there that is show what. Right, I'm into the box. So again, the rules. Just fold out like that. As they do. Right, I got a pack of whatever that is. So I've got game 1 ship upgrades and base upgrades. I don't know. Let's have a close look. There's nothing to say do not open. I'm presuming you need to know what the main game's all about. Game 2, Game 3, Game 4, then they're brown, so that's for the other player presumably. And a faction sticker checklist for the Star Empire and faction sticker checklist for the Trade Federation. So presumably instead of using stickers, you can just mark them on here for that replay action. And it's double-sided, so you get 1 replay for that side and 1 replay for that side, and then that's it. Now, for what I understand, legacy games are generally quite large campaign-wise anyway, so the chance of getting through a campaign 3 times in your lifetime is not huge. So, but presumably if you do need more, you just recreate these again, or use a wipeable marker or something, I don't know, or pencil. Pencils exist. Do not eat! That basically comes with 2 packs of cards. Looks like another trader and another Earl. And frankly, I'm now scared to open them in case there's anything in there I'm not supposed to see. Let's go for it. Well, presumably it's the sort of thing you do when you know what you're doing. But let's have a quick look without seeing anything. I've recognised all that, I don't know. Maybe so it's more of the same what I've just shown you from the main decks. More traders, finders, earls, trade stations, emporiums, guardians, sentries. Yeah, I've seen all this before. Keeps, diggers. Yeah, that's all the same. So I wonder if these themselves get stickers on them during the course of the game, and we get some vanilla versions so you can play it over. 100 card expansion has everything you need to reset and replay Star Realms Rise of Empire. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if anything happens to those original cards, but I know some legacy games that tell you to tear cards up. Ooh, don't do that. Let's try this other deck. Some more traders, more finders, more trade stations. Ooh, battle hauler. Where did that go? Come back here, battle hauler. It looks rather cool. Guardians, distributors, sentries, Knigget's, keeps, diggers, hunters. All the same, more the same, more the same, more the same. None about a hunter. Yeah, so extra cards. I'm at a loss. I don't know what happens to the original cards, but presumably something happens to the original cards and we need replacement cards for those original cards. Exciting. So there we go. Let's have a quick look at the rules. So just a quick look at the rules then. You got the prologue of the story. In the far, 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 far off future. No, it just says it once. In the far future, humanity's traditional governing bodies are being replaced with corporate leadership. It doesn't seem that far ahead, does it? Earth and its surrounding colonies, the core worlds, are ruled by a group of corporations called Trade Federation. The frontier of known space continuously expands with research expeditions and new colonies. Barren, airless worlds are transformed into lush, hospitable homes for new generations of humanity. But the vast wealth of the Trade Federation is not evenly distributed. It is concentrated in the more developed core worlds, and especially amongst the corporate shareholders of on those worlds. While some decry this is unfair, others argue that profit motivation has successfully catapulted humanity to to the stars. The Federation has brought order and peace to the galaxy. Battles might occur between colonies, but combatants know to resolve their disputes quickly before the Federation does it for them. In the rare cases when the colony rebels, ships from nearby Federation worlds assemble to put down the insurrection. Meta rules all of known space. The Trade Federation ruled all of known space until X's uprising. Star Empire's uprising. Quick overview on how to play the game if you don't already know, which is fine. You can jump on at this point. It even says veterans can jump straight to page 7. It's got some nice artwork in there as well, just because Who doesn't like looking at nice artwork of spacey wasty stuff? And then how the campaign plays out. That does look to be a 2-player legacy game. I've not seen the stickers, but they must be in the envelopes. So there we go, Star Realms Rise of Empire. Have you backed it? Are you looking forward to playing it? Have you tried it yet? Or do you enjoy the normal Star Realms? I've previously got the Star Realms Deluxe Nova Edition, which came with the original set all nice and foiled and everything. I'm a bit of a Star Realms nut, really. I think I might call it quits by this point, because there's such a thing as too much of a good thing. Was this one really needed? Probably not, but it's Star Realms! Thank you very much for watching. Comment down below, please, for what you like seeing and what you didn't. But as usual, if you have nothing nice to say, then please keep it to yourself. Thank you, and until next time, see you later. And always check under the insert. Is there anything under the... Oh, there is something under the insert. Ooh, scenario 13. There's a hidden scenario under the insert. Ooh. Presumably I'd have been told at some point, but always look under the insert. Never know what you find.